The Bill Belichick era looks to be ending in a quiet, withered gasp for air. Instead of riding off into the sunset, leaving behind a perhaps underperforming but solid team, the Patriots have free-falled all the way down to 2-10, and this offense is historically bad. No team since 1938 has lost 3 games while their defense allowed 10 or fewer points, but the Pats have scored 6, 7, and 0 in the last 3 weeks. The offense is horrible. Mac Jones has been benched and unbenched so much his ass has whiplash. Belichick could lose his job. What on earth has happened to the best coach of all time? Today we'll dive into the film to find out and discover what is really wrong with this offense. When you turn on their tape, it's clear that the talent surrounding the quarterbacks is well below average. These quarterbacks aren't nearly good enough to overcome that talent, and the scheme they're running is setting everybody up to fail from the get-go. It is a complete failure top to bottom at every stage of building an offense. One area that combines all of these stages together is their inability to connect on deep passes. On throws of 20 or more yards, Mac Jones has just 4.3 yards per attempt. For context, CJ Stroud leads the league at 20.2. The Pats receivers can't separate deep, their QBs can't make the throws, and the coaches can't scheme guys open. They've misevaluated their talent and tried to create ISO packages to put guys like Devontae Parker outside to win one-on-one deep, but he's just not good enough to win mono-e-mono. Hell, nobody in this offense is, but they still keep trying to create these singled-up matchups, and they're not working. The Giants game was, for my money, the complete epitome of their entire failure of a season. Nobody came open deep. Nobody came open underneath to set up anything deep. The team scored just 7 points, Mac got benched, and Bailey Zappi came in and was even worse. To set up their deeper stuff for later, they tried to ISO Parker on a slant early on. They pushed these 4 receivers outside to see if the Giants will match. If they do, there's a pretty good chance Parker will be one-on-one, and he is. However, look at his horrible technique on this slant. He doesn't threaten upfield to get Adoree Jackson to maintain his cushion, he slips, he doesn't leave any room for Mac to throw, and the pass gets broken up. This offense lacks speed, they lack ability. Juju, Hunter Henry, Mike Gesicki can't stretch the field, Tyquan Thornton isn't developed enough, and Demario Douglas isn't where they need him to be a true difference maker. When you don't have the talent to win one-on-one matchups, it's not the end of the world. You just need to scheme guys open as opposed to letting them go out and win on their own. Before we dive into why the Patriots' scheme has been just as big a problem, I want to thank this week's sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is a daily fantasy sports site where you can pick players every day and win money every day. They have any sport you can think of. If there's a man or woman putting a ball in a hoop, a hole, an area, PrizePicks will give you a number on it. To play, you choose 2 to 6 players and select whether or not you think they will go above or below their projection. I'll take Tyreek more than 104.5. We are now a take every Tyreek big number household. And I'll throw down on AJ Brown in a big spot against the Cowboys too. They have weekly promotionals. They give us Taco Tuesday, Flex Friday. An entry can be made in literally 60 seconds or less, and they offer safe and fast withdrawals. If you use my promo code Rollins, they'll match your first deposit up to $100. So you put in $100, you instantly get $200 with promo code Rollins. As bad as the Patriots' offensive skill players and quarterbacks are, their scheme does them no favors because nobody is ever open. Quarterbacks need to have faith in the players executing the scheme, but when the scheme is bad, and the players are too, it's almost impossible for the quarterback to do his job. Again, they try a slant outside, this time within a concept called Lion, which is a West Coast term for double slants. Lion has the quarterback read 1 to 2 inside out, so if the inside guy isn't open, you throw outside. So when Gesicki isn't open, Mac progresses to Thornton, but the Patriots coaching staff just is not detail-oriented. Thornton puts a little extra love on his stem to try to back Adoree Jackson off, which doesn't work anyway. So by the time the ball arrives, he's not ready and it falls incomplete. They can't beat anybody deep, they have no talent, and the coaching staff hasn't schemed anything up. Because of this, these slants already have a lower chance to hit since defenders are sitting on them. The details have to be precise. With Zappi in for a sec, the Pats are running Lion again up top. But watch Thornhill. Again, the details on his route just aren't there. The scheme hasn't been defined clearly enough for him, and it messes up the concept. First, let's look at the coverage. The Giants are playing cover one man with a rat defender who's playing a middle zone, and he's going to track the quarterback's eyes, which will take him to wherever the ball is going. Lion is a timing-based concept since it's just a 1 to 3 step drop, depending on how it's coached. So because the rat linebacker is tracking and moving with Zappy's eyes, Thornton has to come open quickly on a quick route. However, he doesn't get to where he needs to, because look at how he runs it. He needs to break inside to run a slant, so he should give a hard jab outside to create space, then cut back in. But instead he uses a hezzy kind of release and tries to go outside of the corner, and not only is he not open, he invites the rat backer right into the play. How? Well, when we watch Zappy take the snap and read the defense, he sees the first slant and lets him go and is ready to throw to Thornton now, but watch the pat. This little pause on a quick game concept like Lion makes all the difference in the world. And without the quarterback being able to anticipate where his receivers will be before they make their breaks, the position becomes that much harder to play. With a lack of detail and a lack of talent, these all combine to affect the QB and hinder his play, and makes it that much more difficult to have any chance of winning deep. With Mack back in the game, he sees the Giants have one high safety, so he checks to a one high safety beater in shock. He should throw the slot fade since there's all this space with just the one guy in the middle, or he'll have the quick stick. But for some reason he doesn't do that, even though he checked to it, because the Patriots think they've set up the slant and go, even though they can't run or win on a slant to save their lives, and Mack almost throws an interception. This route works against a corner who is aggressively jumping the slant initially earlier in the game. But when we flash back to before, Jackson is just reading the receiver's releases and breaking when they do too. So not only is the scheme messing up the offense, the play calling is as well. And instead of Mack sticking with his judgment of trying to beat the one high safety, he gets himself into almost another interception. They can't push the ball deep because of their scheme, because of their quarterback, and because of their talent. So they tried to use deeper concepts to do so, but because of their issues at quarterback, they can't hit on anything. They face a ton of one high safety coverages because nobody respects their deep passing game. So they run a ton of sail, which has a deeper route to run off the cornerback, then an intermediate route to slide in underneath him. However, watch Deonte Banks. He knows they're not going to throw the deeper route because they can't hit it, so he makes the riskier decision to fall off of that route and intercepts the pass. This is actually an example of good play calling, but bad all-around execution. The Patriots run a corner or pylon route to punish Banks in case he decides to fall off of it. They want the deep route running away from the safety if Banks is going to let him go. But the rest of the offense can't do their jobs to attack the Giants' risky coverage. First off, Cole Strange messes up and lets Raheem Nunez-Roches run straight through the offensive line. We can never, ever have interior defensive linemen coming unblocked. So now running back Ramondre Stevenson has to just get obliterated by him instead of releasing out for his route. And look at how this affects Mack. This is a play action concept, so he's turning his back to the defense. As an offense, you want a really sturdy pocket for him to step up and throw. Now he can't fully read Banks falling off the pylon route because he's dodging Nunez-Roches, so he then makes an errant throw. When the ISO balls aren't working, and they're never working, sail is the concept they turn to get these deeper completions, but they can never execute it. It's a concept designed to stretch the defense out and put specific players in conflict, but if the defense can eliminate a route, like the deep route, the concept becomes toothless. Here the Giants stay in man coverage on the deep route, but use their one high safety to cut the intermediate receiver. This is the ultimate, we aren't worried at all about you hitting us deep, since if Parker ran any kind of post or anything like that, nobody would be there except the backside corner. But once again, since the Patriots can't go deep, they are too easy to defend. Solving one simple problem was always easy for Belichick teams of the past, but now so many things are wrong that it feels almost impossible to fix any one issue. In previous years, he would have gone into a game looking to establish one thing. He would have started a game trying to fix and establish the deep ball, deployed the right personnel, the right scheme, coached up his quarterback, but right now, that feels impossible. The Patriots are a mess, and there's nowhere else to turn. The only thing we can hope for is Belichick to get another chance, draft another quarterback, and try again in 2024.